Joyful. Haha. So, great day, beautiful beings. It is mine truly, yours maybe. Welcome to Free Water Friday. It is, it's a whole real thing. So, shout out to all that loves us and that we endure the whole hurricane. So, still getting back to this new normal as we adjust back to everyday life. Some people had to work doing it. I had to go into work um briefly while the setup crew in the hospital, because I work at the hospital. So they what's the words I'm looking for? They activated the emergency system. So meaning they shut the whole hospital down, like literally it was a whole thing. And so I'm a part of the cleanup crew because I intentionally take the back end so I can see about mom and dad before doing it. But nevertheless, so it is Free Water Friday. So thank you for showing up for Free Water Friday. Yes, so we are going to be talking about, look what I got. We are going to be talking about daring to be a better you, like you. Daring to be a better you. This is Free Water Friday. So again, what is Free Water Friday? Thank you for asking. Free Water Friday is an intentional space, an intentional time for you to be saturated throughout. For you to be watered in those areas that you don't even see. And so last week we spoke about how us as humans are much like plants. And the fact that we are much like plants, there is part of us that is not being seen. So there are parts of your human, there are parts of that you need to healthily activate these great parts about you. So what do I mean by that? Is that much like a tree, you see the bark, you see all these great things, but you don't see the roots of the tree. And the roots is highly important to the tree's growth. So this heavily saturation isn't just for your outside. It is really more so for the inward of you. Those parts that you have not watered, those parts that might be dried up, or because you are too busy watering something or somebody else, that you have forgotten that you must absolutely be responsible for your own watering. Now we are 87% water, something along those lines. And yet it is being told to you to drink more water, because there will absolutely come a time in life that you will need you. Hence why you need to drink water, although you're made up of so much water. So the thing that you are made up of is the thing that you will always need. And we don't always saturate those parts of us. And sometimes we shortchange our watering due to wanting to be something for somebody else, or maybe just our unawareness that we can do a thing or be a thing. I know for a very long time, I did not know that I could say no to people and it feel like love. I didn't know for a long time that I could speak up for myself and that be okay. So some people are out here really suffering from stage 4 identity crisis, is what I'm calling it. And they are completely unaware, because in their mind everything is okay. And even sometimes those toxic things that we haven't that we can't see that aren't toxic can become comfortable spaces, or it can become a thing that you're willing to do more than to try something new. So Free Water Friday is an intentional watering to intentionally water you to saturate your whole entire being from the inside out, to saturate your soul, for you to be reminded of your why, for you to do not go and do thirsty things over the weekend because of what happened during the week. For you to be so intentional about your growth, although it's wild out Saturday or it's the weekend, or that the cat is away and the mice wants to play, that you allow yourself to continue to align with everything that you align with Monday through Friday, and don't allow something that didn't work out your way allow you to connect with people who you know don't really rock with you. But because you feeling low because of whatever could have happened during the week, that you've signed up to do thirsty things over the weekend. Don't be out here in these streets like you thirsty. Don't, because I intentionally water you so you don't do thirsty things. And so see it as this is your moment of opportunity. Like if you were sitting at a restaurant and your water or your coffee needed refilling. So I'm just topping you off. Like I'm here to serve you. I'm here to fill you back up. So you'll be reminded to give from your overflow. You give from that part that goes in your salsa. If you know how a cup is sitting here and the salsa is this. And so you overflow you take this intentional water and you allow it to saturate you, and that you continue to overflow with the abundance of you so you can be a better you. Last time I did this, it was sticking to my forehead. So you can be a better version of you. And I dare you to do that. And dare is an acronym for detaching, us accepting, detaching. Dare, I'm sorry. We had something popped on the screen. So dare, you got to detach from those things that do not serve you. You got to accept even the things that we don't want to accept, those big elephants in the room. It's okay. You accept those things that you covered up. It's okay. Accept it. Like you can face that thing. Did you know that planes go against the wind? So you can face even what is uncomfortable so you can get to where it is that you need to go. So R is release. Let it go. Let it go. Let go whatever is not serving you. Let it go. And then E, you evolve, you elevate, you rise to the new occasion that is waiting on you. So I dare you to be a better version of you. I dare you to give yourself the opportunity to detach, accept, resolve, and elevate. Yeah, and this is a whole cool remedy right here that can just be a little reminder. Like if you see what's behind me, I intentionally put these are called, I call them heart expressions. Some people know them as mottos, but I intentionally have these all over my wall so I can be reminded, so I don't do thirsty things. So I don't start back having stinky thinking. And so you got to be really intentional about the life that you say that you really want. Because if you really want it, then what are you willing to do to have it, to get it, to sustain it? Right? Sometimes, we got those people who got those one hit wonders and they made that one good song that one time, and now that they've fallen off. And sometimes that's how we show up for our greatness, or we show up for the opportunities. We'll ride the wave one time and not be consistent in the greatness that you are. Because if you can get so intentional about what it is that you want by intentionally not doing thirsty things, by intentionally staying saturated in all your inward parts, in your mind, your body, and your spirit, or in the me, myself, and I parts of you. If you keep those parts of you watered and satisfied and knowing the knowledge of themselves, they will not be out here looking for imitation things. They will not be out here wanting to line up with things that do not serve them, that they cannot get water from. Right? And so we are absolutely designed to drink water from one another, but not from the cup of who you are. We can allow people to drink from our overflow. Yeah, you supposed to be so saturated that you overflow with this abundance of who you are. And you'll never have to feel empty again, because people will drink from your salsa. People will drink from your overflow. Like, because that's just how dope you are. And so being the bigger person or the better person is not emptying you out. It's not doing it till you don't got it to give. It's not giving in a fashion that now it causes a traffic jam in your life. So here's an example. I was on a call, and a lady was saying how she's a big giver, and I'm gonna always go out my way to give a person and do all these things, right? And so here comes the opportunity for her to take, and it cost her money in order to make this in order to take this opportunity, in order to make this investment. And then so she was saying that now she doesn't have any money. Now she don't have any money to make the investment that she needs, that she's now crying out about. So we can't be so caught up on being who we are for other people, and we are not doing that unto ourselves first. You must first be partaker of the fruit that you bear, the water that you want to give, and every gift that you are. You must first be that for yourself before you want to go giving it to somebody else. It just only makes sense. And then when you do that, you won't have regrets. Or then now you won't feel like you gave so much to that other person. And then now when you need something, you don't have it to give yourself. And this is why they say on the airlines, you put your oxygen mask on first. Why do you think they say that? They don't just say that for any reason, because you absolutely are responsible for you. I know we got these people that we love and we care about, and we often think that us giving them these best parts of us, because some of us, we done gave so much of the best parts of us that now we feel like we don't have those parts to give ourselves when we are in need of it. And who else can you depend on like you can depend on you? And regardless of how much people love and care about us, at some point they're not going to always be able to do everything for us. And if we're not mindful, we'll consider that as being disappointed by them, and now they can't do this and now they can't do that. But at some point they got to show up for them too, just like you are responsible for showing up for you too. So I dare you over the weekend that you saturate yourself to be a better version of you. That you be so intentional. Hey, mom, that you be so intentional to detach, accept, and resolve those things. Like, come on, let me help us, right? So resolve those things, because some of us feel like we can't move forward until we get an apology for an individual. Like we waiting on closure. You don't need no mapper tapping closure. You don't need no closure to dust your feet and get on with your greatness. Your greatness should not be held up talking about waiting on somebody to apologize for you to you because of what they did. Because some people, listen, and not even some people, all people handle the next individual according to how they handle themselves. So it's not even personal. This loyalty and this stuff that people can't love us and can't do the things of our expectations of them isn't to hurt us, and half the time they really want to. Some of the times these individuals really want to love us the way that we desire for them to love us, but they are incapable of doing that. And yet still we looking for them to do what they are incapable of doing. And they're not incapable of doing it because they don't want to do it. They are incapable of doing it because they aren't doing it to themselves first. A person can only love you to the degree that they love themselves. I don't care how good your loving is. I don't care how, listen, I know how to love. I love real good. And no matter how good my love is, you are only going to perceive my love to the degree that you love yourself. Yeah, I know. Let me help us with that, because a lot of us have gotten hurt, and a lot of us have turned our hearts off, and a lot of us feel some type of way. A lot of us have created walls because of that fact. And now when the thing comes that really ready to love you, because they know how to love themselves. And so they're ready to receive the love that you are, but you done turned your love off because you were too busy trying to give your love to somebody who could not receive it. Who cannot receive it. And then now you left thinking there's nobody out here for me and all these other things that you'll tell yourself because you allowed yourself to intentionally try to force your love on somebody who couldn't receive it. And it's not a bad thing. And we'll go get our panties in a bunch. We go get so uptight when we can't force somebody to do something that we want them to do. And that's even us wanting to love them. I realized that me wanting to care and help people and do certain things, like that was me forcing my agenda on them, regardless if I thought it was going to help them or not, regardless if I thought that they needed or not. It's not fair for me to force my agenda on anybody, on another supreme being that's fully capable of making their own decisions. But we must see that that individual cannot love you outside of the degree that they love themselves. And this is why it's important that you grow in the knowledge of you. Because when you appreciate you, you're able to appreciate the next person and everybody else. And so this is, I really think so when we and we closing up because this is only a 15-minute segment to intentionally water you so you don't do thirsty stuff over the weekend, but also to tell you, to dare you to be that better version of you. Raise your standards, and not because it benefits somebody else, but because it benefits you. Because it benefits you, and it will allow you to bloom and grow to your fullest potential because you took the time to water you, because you took the time to consider you, because you took the time to know that you are a gift to yourself, and you also a gift to the world, and also a gift to these people and these places, and even our children. Yeah, we'll get so wrapped up in being mom and dad and wanting to save the world that we forget to how to save ourselves. And then the one thing that we actually love and that we desire to do starts to feel like damage, or it no longer feels rewarding, and it no longer makes you smile. And now you asking yourself, why am I doing this? And so you're regretting the very thing that you desire to do. And you're only regretting it because you're giving you to other people and you haven't took the time to give yourself to you. I have a thing floating out. I think it's the one that's on the YouTube video, but it's titled Taking Sierra Out of Sierra so Sierra can get in Sierra. I know it sounded cliche. It sounded weird. And when myself told me that, it sounded weird. And I didn't get it, but I get it now. Like, we got to remove ourselves out of the way. Then we got to move that other layer out of the way so we could just really get to being us, right? So you can go beyond the struggle and say hello to the opportunity. And the real opportunity is you just being you. Is you just being you. And those who love you and who care about you want you to be you. They won't want you to be anybody else. Like me, don't give me nothing you haven't given yourself. Like, if you ain't giving yourself the time of day, don't give me the time of day. Like, that's not love. And then again, then that's when like the codependency come in, because now you come in with the love and the person starts, and so now it becomes a codependency thing. But when it's appreciated because that individual knows what it's like to love them first, it feels like appreciation. It feels like admiration. It feels like acceptance, and it can then be reciprocated because that individual knows how to love them, and they know what the work that they do to appreciate them. So they're absolutely able to appreciate when you call them, when you text them, when you do those things that you don't have to do. Because when love feels like love and it doesn't feel like possession, you know that that person showing up for you, thinking about you, is what they truly want to do, because you know that people don't have to do those things. And it's clear because the person you wanted to do that thing didn't do that thing. So it's obvious that people don't have to do that thing. No matter how much you do or what you don't do, people don't have to do unto you as you have done unto them. And so when people go out of their way to do unto you, those are the ones, those are the red, no, those are the green flags that tell you that they are taking the time to love themselves. And so when they just keep saying thank you, thank you, thank you, and I appreciate you, because they understand what love really is. And they understand the degree of the love that you're taking out of your time in your busy life when life has been life, and to check on them. That's your free water for Friday. Listen, don't do thirsty things on the weekend. Destiny's been waiting on you too long for you to punk fake over one moment of that's not even going to be pleasurable, because you're going to have regrets come Monday morning. So save yourself the regrets. I find out that life is better without the regrets. Life is so much better without the shoulda, couldas, and wouldas. So if you move with intention, if you move from a saturated place of you and not just from your emotions, but allowing yourself time to process before you react, can be intentional, and it will feel like intention, and then it will show up that way. So that's your free water. Intentionally water your soul so you can bloom to your fullest potential, right? Because I desire you to be a better you, because a better you equals a better me, and then a better me equals a better you. So I like when we talk and we do these things, because it's not that I know everything, because I don't know everything, and I now love learning new things. And although sometimes new things can, well, they're not scary anymore, but at one point it was like, oh, something new, like we get scared. But new isn't supposed to be scary. It's supposed to be an opportunity. It's supposed to be the time your childlike faith kicks in and you see opportunity and not fear. It's supposed to be the time that you allow yourself to be a better version of you. That's what that thing came to do. It came to allow yourself to show yourself that you can absolutely function in a new place within yourself. Listen, when I did Finding Sierra, I found so many cool things about me that I didn't know, that I hadn't watered. And now that I've taken the time to intentionally water these things, like what's blooming up from those spaces, I could have never imagined. I would have never thought. And that's the thing that we do. Excuse me. We do not know what's on the other side, but we won't even attempt to go on the other side. If you miss from pieces to masterpiece, you missed the time. We are doing it again next Thursday. But so I gave a scenario with Shaq, and then I'm going to leave y'all with this. Shaq was known as the worst free throw player. The tabloids said it, people said it, people made jokes. I'm sure that they clowned Shaq inside the locker room. And so they probably at some point clowned Shaq so much that at some time in Shaq NBA career, right? I think, yeah, NBA career, that he might have believed that he was a worse free throw player too. But that never stopped Shaq from showing up at the free throw line. Some of us, we not even trying. Some of us, we won't even show up at the free throw line. Life done blew the whistle. Destiny done called you out. Your gift done made room for you. Your gift done made room for you and blew the whistle and called you by your whole name. Y'all know they say when your mama call you by your whole name, you know something. Destiny done called you by your whole name and called you to the free throw line. And you didn't even show up. We've counted ourselves out of things that we won't even try. It is in the moment of doing the thing that the magic can happen. And this is why you feel bummed out about your life and you feel like you constantly recycling the same things over and over, because you won't try nothing different. Because you won't detach long enough to know that you don't need to hold on. Like literally the way life has set this life up for you, all things will work together for your good. All things will. And this is why at some point you get to take the training wheels off. How we get back in our adult life and we don't put the training wheels back on. You gonna put the training wheels back on every training wheels on love, training wheels on the job, training wheels on everything. Y'all, you got training wheels on everything. Before you could ride the bicycle with no hands, eating a popsicle and doing, now you need training wheels again. Don't become an adult and you forget to play and you forget to enjoy and you miss out on the beauty that is in the opportunity. You miss out on the excitement and the newness that's in the now of the moment. It's embracing that moment at the moment that it happens is when it's at its fullest potential. It's when the ground is at its best place for planting a seed. Yeah, it is in the now where you are able to manifest and take that thing out of your mind and put it in your possession. And Megan said it this morning on the M call, but it said, take it out, take the thought and put it in your hand. Literally, just put it, make it a thing so you can see it, taste it, touch it, smell it, or feel it. You have that power to do that. Did you know that? Did you know that everything around you was existed? Tampons, our dishes, our cell phones, this paper, this shirt, all of this was a thought in somebody's mind. Your mind is your most powerful thing. And yet you have only used it to recycle garbage. Listen, I know it because I was there. This is why I can tell you this. I don't be telling y'all what I learned off of YouTube University. I tell y'all what I had to walk out, what I had to do, what I had to face. And so this is why I share these transparent moments with you so you don't fall in the same holes that I did. Because the thing about this life, you're also supposed to learn from it, not just live. And so the next person next to you go through one thing and then you go fall in the same hole they did. No. Like, come on, listen. This is your strongest muscle. Give yourself the opportunity to detach from every outdated thing. Create your 3 goals or your 3 destinations. And whatever outdated thought, feeling, emotion, person, clothes that don't align with those 3 things, 5 things, however many things, but if it don't align with getting you there, then detach from it. And then accept that it's okay. Accept your own forgiveness. Forgive yourself for holding on to it too long. Forgive yourself for even believing your own lies, because a lie don't care who tell it. And we'll lie to ourselves in a minute. And then you get the resolve. Then you get the resolve, and then you get to find the solutions, and then you get to apply it like peroxide to a cut. And yeah, it's gonna bubble up and it's gonna steam, but it's gonna make it all better. And then you get to elevate. The E is for elevate, it's for resolve. And then now you get to bloom to your fullest potential. You get to rise to a standard on the inside of you that you didn't even know that you were capable of doing. That impossible thing has absolutely become possible. And it has become possible because you started thinking different. Give yourself the opportunity to perceive a different picture from it. And just watch how things magically start changing, instantly start changing. Like that's what they call the collapsing of time, Brother Al. Just instantly changes right then, because the moment you make your mind up is the moment it will create the picture. Did you know that your thoughts are like paintbrushes? And yet you watch everything and you listen to all kind of music, and you now have allowed your children to do the same thing, and our thoughts are like paintbrushes. Our thoughts will talk to us. Your thoughts will haunt you. Your thoughts will have you in default mode if you don't master them, because they will absolutely master you. That's it. Y'all got a little extra water this weekend, maybe because it was a hurricane. But whatever reason, y'all be great. Y'all allow that to saturate your soul. And don't do thirsty things on the weekend. Don't do thirsty things any day. But I know on the weekend we'll make an excuse to call somebody that we know we shouldn't be calling, and just to do something that we know we shouldn't be doing for one moment. That's not even going to be pleasurable, because your regrets are going to outweigh that thing that you did. Don't have no regrets. Show up for you. Be the best you. See you, be you, and bring you. No permission needed to just keep blooming. That's it. Y'all be great.